Excellency and Chairman of Executive Council, Your Excellencies, and members of the Executive Council. Your Excellency, thank you for giving me this opportunity to make these few remarks at this valedictory session. First of all, thank God Almighty for this day, for seeing the end of this Executive Council joyfully and very successfully. We thank God Almighty. I also want to thank His Excellency for the opportunity and the rare privilege of working with him as a two-term deputy governor and as the first female deputy governor since the inception of Rivers State in 1957. Indeed, when at the outset in 2015, we came in and saw the courts shut down for over a year. The assembly was not holding. They were holding in one hall somewhere in Government House. All the primary health centers were shut down for over 15 months. No immunizations were going on. People seem to forget that even civil servants had not been paid for 6 months. Pensioners had not been paid for over 9 months. And His Excellency took it on head on. In his first speech, immediately the courts were open. It was like magic. Immediately a CJ to the state was appointed. It was like magic. Immediately the House of Assembly was reopened. And within 2 months or so, all the primary health centers came back functioning. And within 1 year, we had attained almost 85% immunization coverage for all the children under 5, and so many other things that happened. I find in him a very compassionate leader, very, very kind. And he's so passionate about Rivers people. He always wants to put Rivers State and Rivers people at the center of everything. And he wants the limelight, Rivers State, to always be in the limelight nationally and internationally. Hence, it was called POS Africa. That was how he brought Africa to Rivers State in sports. And so many other ways he has brought Rivers State into limelight. Rivers State was no longer just that state. Rivers State was the state in Nigeria. And we thank him very much for that leadership. And also, for me, I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to hand over to another woman, Deputy Governor of Rivers State. A woman of capacity. She was heading one of my departments when I was principal of School of Health Technology, Department of Medical Laboratory Sciences. And when I was permanent secretary and acting commissioner of Ministry of Health, she was the director of Planning, Research and Statistics. So I want to thank Your Excellency for being so gender sensitive, and also for all our vice chairmen across the 23 local government areas, this second tenure running that we have had this sort of trajectory. And I now see that other states are copying it and are now making, just keeping that slot for so that by, our women are now having the courage to show their capacity, that they too can show integrity in their functions, and they are working cooperatively with their principals in their various local governments and so on. And it's giving Rivers State peace. It's giving Rivers State overall good governance. Even in the local government areas, there are projects going on. They are following the leader and showing good governance and integrity. And so the whole of the state is peaceful and developing. We thank His Excellency for that great leadership. And also, I want to thank His Excellency for supporting the humble nomination of myself to the Senatorial West District as Senator representing Senatorial West, and to say that I will do like he does, keep Rivers State at the center of things. Make sure that same light that is shining here, we'll take it to the National Assembly and let Rivers State shine. And so on behalf of all those of us who are going to the National Assembly, the members of the House of Representatives, the senators, and that we will work together cooperatively to make sure that we work in tune. We are a team with our governor coming in on Monday and his deputy. We work together as a team to shine the light of Rivers State in Abuja, in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so that whatever they are doing, they have to make sure that Rivers State counts in it. So I thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this introduction. For learning from you, you have been a mentor, you have been a great leader, and I wish you the very best as you go on in life. And please give our very best regards to your dear wife, the one that you always have to take permission from when you have to do it. Because she's such a support. She's such a loving woman. She's such a brilliant woman. I don't know how to describe her well, but I just love her. And I want you to please thank her for how she takes care of you and the children and the whole state. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Well, members of council, in life, there's a time for the beginning, there's a time for the end. Some of you were saying it's emotional. You know that in life, that there's a time you are born, and there's a time you leave. As a civil servant, the time you are employed, you know, at a certain age you will retire. But because of this recent affidavit of change of age, by the end of the day, you will still retire one day. As a public servant, as a public appointee, you know that once you are appointed, a day, it will come to an end. As an elected public officer, you know you are tenured. Today, you are sworn in as governor, you are sworn in as president, you are sworn in as chairman of council, or as a member of the legislature. You know when the tenure will come to an end, so you must prepare. Yes, it's emotional because of the interactions you have had to sit with colleagues, and that opportunity may no longer be there. The way you joke amongst yourself may not longer be there. But one thing is important in life that everybody must go home with to say. There was a time I was called to support, to work for Rivers State. At that time, what happened? What were our contributions? Everybody is saying today, we have done well, we have done well. No one person did well. Everybody did well. The governor alone cannot, on his own, be in charge of everywhere. The governor needs people who will work for him. All he does is from time to time find out whether things are moving on well or not. So that I've done well, for me, it's not to myself. Those who are responsible for our state shining today are all of you who are seated here, who have worked from morning till night. So I want to sincerely thank you for the support. There's no service that is easy. You don't expect to do well all the time. There's time you must make mistakes as human. But what is important in life, I've made a mistake. Have I learned from that mistake? Have I been able to correct the mistakes I have made? That's what is important in life. So everybody here can go home now and be happy to say, yes, I participated when they said Rivers State became one of the leading states in this country. When they said there was infrastructure revolution in this state. When they say we stood our ground and challenged authorities We stood our ground and fought the federal government when we know they violated the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are not afraid. Yes, we had a lot of problems. From 2015, when we came, we met a hostile federal government. It was not easy for us, but with God, we survived it. Like the party chairman said, from 2015, when the elections were nullified from the State Assembly to National Assembly to governorship, we remained undaunted. Yes, we remained undaunted. There were reruns and reruns and reruns and reruns. But God was on our side. We survived it. And we have never chickened out to speak the truth. We've never chickened out to say what we believe in. And we give God the glory. So I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you here for your contributions. To work with me, I've always said, is very difficult. I've said that from the beginning. And those of you who were able to work with me for 8 years, I know what you must pass. You must have passed through. It's not as if I have any misgivings, but that I always want the best for our state. Our team, we have done well. We've tried, our political team, we have done well. Luckily for us, we did not have an opportunity of anybody handing over to us. We never had an opportunity to be handed over any document. In fact, it was even difficult to get a parade vehicle. We had to borrow from the governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, who borrowed us the vehicle to do a parade during the swearing-in. That tells you how bad it was, how wicked the previous administration was, to the point where I couldn't pack to government house for more than a year because everything was looted, down to pillowcases, down to bed sheets were looted. The kitchen was looted. But that is not the case today. The governor-elect has been part of the government. The deputy governor-elect has been part of this government. We thank God that we are going to hand over successfully to the government-elect. I'm sure everybody is happy that you can go home, nobody will stone you to say, look at these criminals. They looted the treasury of the state. No one common project. No. You can go home and tell anybody, challenge me, which area did you say we are lacking? No local government in this state can say that we have not impacted in their own local government. Not one. From Rivers West to Rivers East to Rivers Southeast. Not one local government can say so. So, you can go home and say, God, I thank you that I was in the team that brought Rivers State to the limelight, where today Nigerians respect. I've told you we are not second-class citizens, and we cannot be second-class citizens. We can't be second-class citizens. Wherever you are, be proud to be a Rivers man and a Rivers woman. Don't ever play a second fiddle role to anybody, because God has given us what it takes. So I once more would say thank you. I will miss most of the interactions. You no longer call me this commissioner. It's no longer available. Okay, call me commissioner of work. It's no longer available. So you may not have any high blood pressure again. I thank God that the high blood pressure will have to stop, But the relationship will continue to be there. All we need is to pray for the incoming government, support them. Where he finds you necessary to be part of his cabinet, do not disappoint us by saying no. Where he also does not mean that if you're not a member of the cabinet, you will not support the administration. That is what we should bear in mind, that, like somebody said, there are 6 million Rivers people, and then you're given opportunity to serve for 6 months. If you begin to divide it, you know that is a privilege that everybody will be hustling for. So your prayers are needed for them. We will find ourselves in different things. Some of us will go back to our professions. Some of us who don't have professions will continue to do that we know how to best to do. Some of us will go back to an FA if it's available. So you find yourself one way or the other. But I know that wherever you find yourself, the interest of the state is paramount. The interest of the state is paramount. I also want to thank you for the support for our party in our state, for standing firm when people thought we will go down. With your support and by God's blessing, today we have opened the gate. I thank Almighty God by chasing away agents of Satan. Agents of Satan, we never knew that Satan had planted his agents until God opened our eyes. And we will never fall into that kind of temptation again. So, God has exposed them, and will continue to pray for the incoming government not to have the kind of experience we had, because it was not easy. It was not easy for us. But in all, we give thanks to God. So it does not matter you have money, you don't have money, but you are going home satisfied. I worked for River State. I'm happy they're talking about what we did. Anywhere you go, there's nobody that will not talk about this administration. Anywhere you go. So that alone can make you feel comfortable in life. Money will come when it will come. Let me thank the Cabinet Secretariat. Yes, I've shouted on you. That is just to make you be strong. Yes, be strong. You are wearing suit. I don't know why you bought the suit. I don't know whether I'll call this one suit or coat. But be assured that the incoming government will do whatever is necessary to give you all the necessary support. It's not easy to take records, and we have never had a situation where records of the council are on the pages of newspaper. I believe that the office of the Secretary to Government will do the needful to make sure that you are happy. And so let me also thank the governor-elect and the deputy governor-elect. Of course, you have also witnessed most of our cabinet meetings. You have been part of government. We pray that you will surmount any obstacle. We pray that you will do better than what we have done. People will appreciate you more than they have appreciated us. So just be firm and make sure that reverse interest first before any other interest. Do not, for whatever anybody will blackmail to make you see another state greater than Rivers. It does not exist. Rivers State is the greatest state in this country. And do not think that there's any state that should be first before you. No. Whether anybody likes it, whether we have a president or don't have a president, our state is #1 state in this country. So we don't care. We have survived it before, we'll continue to survive it. So members of the press, we sincerely thank you for your support, for your coverage all the time. Even though sometimes you have been hostile to us, sometimes your editors and managers have tried to be funny, but it's okay. We're forgiving you. Tell them I'm forgiving them. I'm forgiving them. But for those of you who have only remained with us here, well, thank you so much. It has not been easy. I know how difficult every day you are following us to one rural area to the other. I sincerely thank you. Gentlemen, as it requires, this is our last ESCO. So there will be no more executive council. In the next 1 second, ESCO has been dissolved. And so you are now become former commissioners, former SSG, former chief of staff. I am state governor. I am not former governor. Until Monday, I become former governor. So for now, you are hereby former commissioners. Thank you, and God bless you.